All right. Hello there. I'm live at RG Studio Con number 5. Almost went like that there. We ain't up to 10 yet. I'm back again. This is where we're here to talk about film, the creations of internet art film, comic books, events, world events, and promo stuff, and much more. So, hey, Mr. Haywood, let me wave at you. There you go. All right. At Studio Con 5, I'm going to talk about comic books, world events, creations of internet art film, and films in general. I got my little list right here. We'll get started here in a minute, or we just got going. Oh, have you seen my clip here? I got this for my birthday this past month. Is of course I talk to myself, and sometimes I need because sometimes I need expert advice. For those of you who are accused of talking to yourself, use that for reason. Okay, where we at? All right. Now lately I've been working on my script here. Uh, the Garden of Heathens, 3 Shape of Events to Come. Now, some of you may already know where this this film is about, where this project was going. The first 2 films concern UFOs, unidentified flying objects. I like to call them what the military calls them, flying discs. That's the basis of this story. Now, whether you believe or don't believe, it doesn't matter any at all, because the script is tailored to try for the common man to grapple with the what if of this nature. And I'm only 2 pages shy from completing this script. And I will be in pre-production here real soon. There will be 2 cameo stars so far in this film. I'm getting offers from other individuals who want to be in this internet art film. But my main 2 people that I got in here right now is my brother EZ. He's my PR guy also. He'll be in this film. And one of these times I'll bring him on in. We can have a conversation. You can see him babble a bit. I would say a conversation. The other individual is Mr. DJ Eric, who has already cameo starred in at least 3 of my internet art films: Rio Comanche, The Garden of Heathens, and Caves of the Vampires. He's been in that one too. Now, the alien concept here is to, or story wise, is to bring it about where the common man can say, bring an adjustment in their mind, not to make you believe or not to believe, but make you say, wait a minute, maybe I need to look into this a little further, you know, and see what's really going on here. Because trust me, the information I'm giving you is 30 years of study on myself. I've seen several things. I had at least two moments in my life that I've dealt with or seen these things. I know full well we did not create them, because what I was looking at was not a man creation. I know this. The first time, kind of like I was awestruck. My brother Easy come in the house and he said, "You need to come outside," because we had many conversations before this moment. But anyway, he said, "Come outside. You need to see this." I'm going, I don't want to what you talking about. But getting past that a little bit, I did eventually go outside. I happened to look up at this object from the distance where I was at and from where it seemed to be was humongous. Something like a football field. It was really big. And it had lights. At least it appeared in my world, lights turning underneath it. Like it's spinning. And this thing was long. I would say that it was a mothership. I can't really say it because that means that I got a description. So I'm gonna put it in the reference of it was an unidentified flying object. It wasn't a circle. It was a long, similar, like as they say, cigar shape. But anyway, that was my first event. I drove my car almost to Hutchinson, following this on the highway, trying to get looks. And by the way, as I was driving, this was all on the radio. People were talking about it. And I got back home. My neighbor tried to tell me, oh, that was just a meteor. I could literally slap his teeth out of his mouth. He was sitting there looking at himself. The hell do you mean a meteor? Meteors don't travel like this here. Horizon, across the horizon, going above trees, and then exiting out of the horizon like that there. Going like this, and then exit out like that there. What the hell is he talking? But anyway, people, Garden of Events 3, Shape of Events to Come. You got to check this out when we get into production. I will be done with the script here very soon. Now, moving on. I'm going to promo right now Hardliner. I got the shirt right here. This is what we have here. It's called Hardliner, the web series, episode 2, The Creeds. You guys got to see it. I'm telling you. Uh, I'll have it on my YouTube channel. You come check it out. Of course, now, after I film it, I haven't filmed it yet. I'm still working on the script. Like they say, I'm pushing it out. The ideas are coming to me. I'm working on the script. I'm doing each episode is about 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Put it on. So, all right. Anyway, if you haven't or don't even know what the hardliner is, go to my RG Studios YouTube channel. Check out 1 or 2 episodes. Well, it's only 1 episode right now, but you can also see the internet art film, Hardliner. They give you like a broad understanding of what you're in the world of Buck Velvet. I mean, it's twisty, crazy, kind of like the Dick Tracy stuff from the 1930s. Kind of. That's where I draw my art concepts from. And the web series is going to explore this in more gratification, so to speak. The Omega Man, episode 7 is out on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. Get right off into the world events and a little bit of fiction. I conjured up this Omega Man because I like the Charleston Heston Omega Man film from the 1970s. I snatched that title because I liked it so much. It's crazy. But anyway, it fits today's events because all of the what's going on with the germ, what's going on with the politics, and the twisting and the turning, and God's yeah, capital situation at the capital. See how these people are acting? Come on. Oh, what did I tell you? He was going to leave. I told you this. He was not going to stay. He's got his hands clawed to the desk. I'm not going. Well, yes, you are, Mr. Trump. You're getting out of office, and now you're gone. Yes. These are the things that happen in life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Why you won in the first place, we don't know, but you're gone. Now we have Joe Biden. He's going to govern. I told you this in the beginning. He's not going to sway extreme like Mr. Trump. If Mr. Trump will stay on his plan that these people, these corporates gave him, you stick with the tax cuts and bringing jobs back to America, we'll support you. When he turned a hard left with that radical crap, well, as they say, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more. That's what they did to it. They played that song on the way to Air Force One when he was walking. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Now, anyway, get past that. The Omega Man. Go check that out. Number 7. I like to intertwine real events and fiction about what's going on in the world. I can't really explain too much about episode 7, except that it's going to indulge in the macabre. Now, there's only going to be about like maybe 10, perhaps 13 episodes. We're getting close to the end, and we're finding out who the villain is. Um, the string of conspiracy that's going on. And I'm just going to tell you right now who it is. It's Bill Gates. Yeah, that's who it is. You need to check out episode 7. Now that's just now I'm fictionalizing. You understand me? But if you start digging into the concepts of what I'm talking about, go to the news related stuff, you'll ask yourself a question. Why is that man on TV talking about a virus and all this kind of germ stuff, and he ain't even a doctor? Because he's got money invested in these vaccinations. Yeah. Now, we will get to the next promo. The Murderer, my Super 8 production. I have completed this, but they are reels now. This is not digital shot. This is shot on Super 8. So that means I have to package this up, send it off to New York, where there's probably only one or two of these facilities that do Super 8 now, where there used to be all over the country. But there's only a few facilities that do this. I'm sending out the next 3 reels, the last. That's 9 minutes. 369, yes. And I'm going to edit this. And this is going to be a fantastic piece of art. Now, mind you, there's a lot of stuff in this that didn't turn out the way that I wanted. But when I looked at it, I said, this is good. Art isn't meant to be perfect. It is in its conception, just what you get. And when I was editing it, I said, this, this is fantastic. Look at the grain. Look at the content in this. I, I love it. So, this film is going to be released in May. I think I got it wrote down the 16th. I'm going to start doing what I call the Internet um, Mythology Con release, where I will release my films on YouTube, and also me and the PR guy will be in front of one of the stores that we have our DVDs and stuff like that at, and we'll talk to the public and we'll give DVDs out. It'll be a spontaneous type thing where you can meet with the people. Because I think people enjoy it at home uh, more so now than they did in the past, looking at their films or whatever, or looking at films of their favorite stuff. I'm not saying the screens, big screen stuff is obsolete. Excuse me, but I'm saying that people love to be comfortable wherever they're at, enjoying something of that nature. So here's what we got here. Okay. I also talked about the when it comes to my promo. I told you about the Garden of Eden. I'm working on it. We're going to go into production here pretty soon. Now, film and cinema. There's a lot going on in film and cinema today, right now, as we speak. The movie studios are like they're in like a tizzy right now about because the summer or spring is coming and it's just summer. When they release big blockbusters. Now, I told you in the last couple of RG Studio promo cons, these films are already done. Money has been spent. That means investors have invested money, a lot of it, in these big productions because the past was we go ahead and make these films because in the end product we get to put them at the theaters 4,000 screens, and we get to generate between 300 million to $1 billion. That's their dreams with these movies. Now they got a ton of them coming out. I'm gonna give. I can say a few of them off the top of my head. Black Widow, one anticipated film. Will this movie make a lot of money? I'm kind of thinking that it at first, I would have told you probably it's going to have a problem. I'm thinking people ain't going to be wanting to sit in the house uh, this summer, spring. I can smell the aroma in the air now. and that brings that is called spring fever. I'm thinking these films, if the theaters start do what they need to do, they need to invest in machinery, some type of air filter system, make people feel comfortable when they walk in, vaccinated or not. They feel comfortable. If you don't do that, you're gonna have a problem. There ain't gonna be a box office. You know what box office? If you don't make these people feel comfortable in the theater, all they're gonna want to do is be in the house somewhere, or they're gonna be somewhere else. Now, the big screen experience, I actually enjoy it. I love it, but I'm kind of selective when it comes to big screen stuff. I go to the IMAX theater. I'll pay $20 to go to an IMAX theater. And usually when I go, it's not that many people. On the best of days, without the world events popping off, it's not that many people in there anyway. At the most, I see what 30, 40 people. It's not like a packed house. I don't usually go on opening day nowhere. I don't know how many people feel like I do, but I don't. I don't really care for the huge standing in line crowd scenario. I'm not knocking it. That's sometimes the best kind of experience. I'm a little lazy when it comes to when I pick my moments to go. And that's the way I am. I've been that way since the '80s, and that's probably a lot of people in general to a certain degree. We've had experiences with the big screen so many times. We pick and choose a moment when we go. It's not we're going to go to every film that comes out, regardless of its nature. But getting back to spring fever, I believe that that's going to generate some more income for the theaters. I really do. Um, I don't think everybody's going to want to be cooped up in the house. I know I'm not going to be one, and I'm not an outgoing guy all the time, but I ain't going to be one to be cooped up in the house all the time. I'm gonna move about, as I say, move around. Uh, Now, getting to the internet art film, the creations of it. In this essence of what I'm doing here with the internet art film, I have came up with a concept some time ago, and you've been seeing me tossing around on my Facebook, my YouTube, and so forth and so on, called Midwest Hollywood. That's a concept that I have thrown out where that means here's the meaning. Movies are made in Kansas, and they're done in the on the flip side like Hollywood. That's what Midwest Hollywood is. I'm cultivating, I hope, in the long run, a different type of industry that will come. People would love to come and make films the way they want to. I myself, I got my studio. I do nonprofit, so that way I can function the way I want to. I'm not under the threshold of investors who basically are in it for the money. If you don't come up with the money, there's going to be a problem. You're probably going to get the film shut down. Midwest Hollywood here, studio, what I have created, I make any film I want to. I do it any way I choose. And no one tells me what to do. And I don't tap dance to nothing. Um, I like this stuff. Sitting here eyeballing it while I've been talking. Love it. Thank you, Clarissa. Clay, thank you. Got this one. This for Christmas. Just around my birthday. Uh, okay. Let's see what else I got here. Let me finish talking about the building of Midwest Hollywood. Working with younger people who are into creativity of music, movies, uh, art, comic books. I have talked to a few people who like to draw comic books. Uh, I, I I have drawn a lot of comic books in my time back in the day. Um, I don't draw as much as I used to. Now here's what I'm planning. I'm planning to, um, when I make the second Masked Man film, yes, there's going to be another one. Sorry to tell you this kind of way. I know it's not more of a surprising type, but I'm going to make another Masked Man film. I had planned to make three of them, but I think I'm just only going to do two. Um, and I think when I do two, oh, Retro Records says, "Hey RG, yes, let me say something to you. Hi there. I didn't even see that. I get to run in my mouth, and there we have it. How you doing there, Retro Records? Speaking of the Midwest Hollywood industry, uh, type stuff. This is one of the individuals. Uh, Mr. Ellis is his name. He loves to make films. He loves to make movies. As a matter of fact, one of his pieces of work I'm going to release here from the studio is his coming from his new album. Uh, what was the title of that? Well, I'll give you the mythical part of it. New Age Renaissance. He has about 4 or 5 songs on it. And I'm going to release it in the stores where I release all my DVDs. And you can catch a DVD of his. And he shot it on video, analog video, like they would if it was back in the 1980s. I said, then I looked at it. I said, well, I didn't know no better. This was shot back then. They looked like it. But it looked good for that um, that strip of music he had on it. It fit it. It made it interesting. If he had shot it on high definition like they do everything else today, I wouldn't have felt the same way. I'm sure. I'm really sure. But that's the thing about Midwest Hollywood. We're building something here. You know, of course, I'll be long dead and gone by the time it's popping off. You know, I won't be here. I'll just have to come back and enjoy it. But you know, it's good to plant seeds. I call this my legacy now. You know, I'm 57 years old. Uh, 57 years just passed by last month. I'm 57 now, and I'm just building my legacy. Studio here is my legacy. Within that context of my legacy is to bring in younger people, work with them, see their stuff, see what they're doing. I'm not really interested in staying in Portland. That's not my thing. Shit. I got money. I ain't worried about no fame. I ain't worried about any damn money. Uh, People get wrapped up in that shit. My brother, for one, over here last night. All we talked about for the first 20 minutes was money. Get a job, Ethel. I got one. Why I ain't worried about no money? Go to work. I ain't worried about no money. Money's coming in. Why? Because I'm at work. I'm there. I do my thing. You know, and I'm gonna get my money. You know, that way I can build my legacy. I love that. Let's see. Oh yes. Speaking of my legacy, got stuff on the desk, and I'm just running my mouth. Um, this is how these DVDs are going out to the stores we got set up here. This coming week, sometime you can go to the what's that? I think it's AJ liquor store. Or it could be KJ liquor store. I keep getting them mixed up. Mars Mart, Save a Lot. Go there, pick up one of these for your kids. They'll love it. It'll keep them busy for God knows how long. Give you a break. You don't have to pay a babysitter. All you got to do is just have something they can watch it on. They home love these films. These internet art films are just what children like. It's creative and it inspires them. Believe it. I got these here. The new ones out. Um, the main ones that are in here this this week or this time. Caves of the Vampire. I got Secret Apollo. If you've never seen any of these, pick up you a DVD collectible. Do that. Pick them up. They're there. I have about 10 different films from my 50 some odd collection going out no, not 10, six. Six DVDs from my 50 some odd library that's going out there. Mr. Eric Young, how you doing? I was just speaking about I got that script. I got 2 pages from being completed. Almost done. I will be contacting you, giving you a copy. We're going to go out and have some dinner, lunch, whatever, something to eat. And we're going to bring that script, and I'm going to hand it to you. We'll have a great time just hashing over, life in general and talk about what we're going to do. Oh, you're going to love your part in it. This is our grand finale. Speaking of that, I just drawn up the budget for the Internet art film, Garden of Eden's Shape of Events to Come. Just spent $700 buying costume pieces of stuff for the film. Starting to come in. As soon as I get these pages done, I only got 2 pages. I'm kind of a little lazy, but I'm getting them done. I guarantee you. I got to sit over there, and the rest of it's on the computer. As soon as I get it done, I'll push that button. It's going to start printing off. And we're going to go out and have something to eat, talk about it. It's going to be good. And I want you people to look at it because I don't know, the UFO thing it's been in me for so long. But this is the final expression coming from me. I could probably make 2 or 3, 6 or 7 of these kind of movies, but they're starting to just run in dribbles over and over. I think 3 is a good thing. You got the first film that's really mysterious in its own concept. So much that Sundance Film Festival gave me a letter of congratulations that I made into the top 100. Matter of fact, it was number 86, but they told me in truth, your film got outdone by better movies. I wasn't upset at all. Out of 6,000, over 6,000 submissions, I come in number 86. First time out the gate. That's why you see that picture right there at Tallgrass later on. That's right. That picture right there. I won an award. Not for Garden of Eden, for the film. This one right here. The Shadow People that played along with the film that introduced me to a whole new crowd of people. It was called, it's sad. Sad when you forget. Justin Johnson made a documentary. Double Digits is what I was trying to say. I just messed up my whole concept entry. And don't you just hate that? You just have everything set up in your mind and all of a sudden you draw a blank. I can't read anything. Double Digits played at Tallgrass Film Festival, introduced me to a whole new crowd. Sure did. And at that same time, they saw this film right here. It was the Shadow People. Right here. I got an award. I sure did. It's sitting right over here. Matter of fact, let me step over here and get it for you. This is a Vanguard Award. Well, I put this on here. That's my rings that I put on here. My relationship rings. Women do that. Talk about that later. Anyway, take that off. But that's not. This is how it looked when they gave it to me, like this here. This is a Vanguard Award. I won this here at Tallgrass Film Festival for the Double Digits, and then the introduction of the film called The Shadow People. which they asked me to create something which is what I love. They said create it and do it any way you like, any way you choose, and just as long as it's like I think it was like 14 minutes or something like that, which they gave me a window to work with. I love that. It was great, and I love Justin Johnson for uh, creating that film. Even though at first I wasn't in total agreement of it compared to what we were talking about at that time. But he's a master creator. I cried at my own film because it was emotional. It really was. Uh, okay. All right. I'm back. All right. Now let's see here. I got one more thing. Oh yeah, I got some other stuff I'm going to show you here. Some comic books. Now, before I get to this topic right here, which is probably going to take a minute, um, I got some comic books here. Again, go to my eBay. It's RG Studios and Collectibles. This one here, Superman, action comic. Very popular in the comic world and to us collectors out there, the Superman. This is in a CGC restored grade. Restored grade means that this comic book at one time was damaged in some type of way, and it got restored professionally. So it is and graded by CGC, a professional grade. This book here, I got it wrote down here. Let me read the stats on it. It's a 3.0. It's a very fine, beautiful case that it's in. It's very fine. Other than my fingerprints on this puppy, there's nothing else there. It's nice, sharp, and yes, at some point I thought I was going to keep it. Yeah, it's nice, very nice. I value this book at $360. You can find it on my auction. I would think it's going to go about $180. Where it go? I could be wrong. But Superman is a very top seller. Most of Superman's books sell. Make no mistake about it. Don't play with yourself on that one. They do sell. There's in DC universe, Superman is number one. No question about it. Uh, Action Comics is definitely on the top of the list. Right there. It is the list. Put this one back. But you can find that on RG Studios Collectibles. And in about a couple of days, I'll have them on there. It's not there right now, but it will be. So you keep your eye out if you want that or want this book. Go there, make a bid. It's gonna start out at $1. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go up to about 150. Be ready to put a fight on it. Put a strong bid on there and get that book for you for yourself. Here we go, another book. Not as popular, but nonetheless. In the age of Marvel Cinematic Universe, this one is there too. It's a beautiful case. This one here is Ant-Man, but it's in the Marvel Features presence presents, and I believe these were like early reprints of Ant-Man. I could be mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, these this book here issue is a reprint. It's a 9.0 high end grade, believe me. Reprint or not, that's a high end, beautiful book. It's a very, very fine case. Nice. Um, I value this since the grade is so high, about 1200. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean it's going to go for that. It's just the value because of the CGC grade. I would say this book would go with, no question about it, $80, maybe 120 on my auction site. Now I know my traffic and that's when I judge my value and my judgments of how high they'll go. But I could be wrong. Could go for go to 300. I don't know. But if I were to like put it on there, I don't expect no more than $80 to 120. Go there in a couple of days, and you will find this on RG Studios collected. It's a very beautiful case. I like it. It's one of the books again. I almost decided to put it up behind my wall here where you see other books hanging. It almost found itself strapped to that wall. Once I do that, I'm gonna ruin the case. I don't care. I'm put it on the wall. That's the way I roll. Uh, I do things like that. My whole studio is decked out like that. Now what we got here is Supergirl in Adventure Comics. There's no particular special grade on this one here, but I do have the stats on it, and this is in fair condition. I value this at $20. I'm sure this will pick up a few bucks on the website. Those who like Supergirl, they got a TV web series on the Netflix. I think it counts as a show, but I think it's still there in these viewings. You can check it out if you like this type of comic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never cared for Supergirl. To be honest, this wasn't my type. You know, comic. I never cared for it. I don't even think I even own other than this right here. I don't the sell. I don't even own any Supergirls. You know, Wonder Woman. I got right over here on the wall. That's pretty much. I like Wonder Woman. But Supergirl. Here we go. There's another one, which is a beautiful case. The Doctor Strange. The cinematic universe is definitely concentrated on Doctor Strange right now. And this is a high end book that's 8.5 CGC professional grade. Trust me, it's going to go big. A lot of collectors want the Doctor Strange nickel. They want it. They want to own it. They're going to have to fight for it. So now I'm going to give you an idea what you're up against. What we got here is a very fine case, 8.5. My value on this one here is $785. I would pretty much think that this is going to go above $100 on auction. It's hard to say because the mythos is very strong in certain sectors and depending on what people want. But now, here's the thing. Doctor Strange is going to go into the world of madness. If any of us as collectors know Doctor Strange, and we're looking at the cover of this magazine here, that's pretty much what they're telling us right there. Because Doctor Strange is all about that. So this is a very good thing to get. You know, very good comic book to get. This is Marvel Premiere featuring Doctor Strange with the title of Master of the Mystic Arts. You're not going to find a bunch of these hanging out there because I'm sure the collectors are already snatching them off and going to get them. But it'll be on my auction side. RG Studios and Collectibles. Go there. Got it. Go there. I got a few more books here once I get this one back in its bag and we can continue on the show. All right, here we go. Everybody's favorite superhero who's really not a superhero at all. This is a Batman book one. I sold one of these recently, went for about $2. I picked these up somewhere. Somebody, I don't know how. My memory is not focused on that right now. But I picked. I'm coming to you. It was the first individual who. Oh yes, a young woman gave me about 4 or 5 of these books. That's it. It was so casual. She knew me. She said, "Oh, I know you collect comic books, and here, you might want these here." and I picked through I think 10 of them she had. And I picked this one and the other one that I had got rid of already. Now this is what's striking about this is the way this is the art and that's definitely uh, from the old 1950s, 60s style Bill Finger, which is what a lot of people mytho-wise remember about Batman. Uh, there's no real great smell of these books because they're that style of paper that glossy. They're okay, but they don't have that permanent smell because it's not pulp. Pulp is what collectors almost get high off of. I don't mean high mentally. It's an art. Yeah, you can pick up this book here for a couple of dollars on RG Studios. And here we go with another reprint. This is from the Marvel Greatest um, comic. It is Fantastic Four. Did I grade it? Oh, yeah, I graded it. Yes. I value this book at $13. It's a reprint. It's an old reprint, but nonetheless a reprint. The original comic books, of course, are worth a lot more. But this one here is, let me just look at it and see what reprint of the Fantastic Four it is. That's interesting. You should say that in the book. I guess I got to this point and don't mention it. I can smell the pulp in this one when I open it up. Ooh, well, you smell that pulp. This is an artist, Jack Kirby, back in the day. This is what made Marvel comic books interesting. You had Jack Kirby drawing these fantastic pieces of work. See that? Look at that. It's, we're going to find that again. Rest in peace, Mr. Kirby. His art is well remembered and loved. I love his work. You can pick that up at RG Studios and Collectibles on my eBay site. I'll have them out there in about a couple of days from now. I just graded all of it. And here's another book. Joe Palooka, Battle Adventures. Now, I'm not much of a collector on these here, because these were like funny books, as my grandmother used to call them. Joe Palooka ended up being a battle adventure because after World War II, of course, came Korea, and the comic book industry started to lose its momentum. A lot of the heroes that they had at the time either got canceled or they got moved to other books and the story structure changed, or they just were forgotten in general. And the funny book era right here with these types of characters, basically cartoon characters, had ended way in the 30s when Superman action comics come out and everybody went from um, cartoon characters to superheroes. Uh, by the 1950s, superhero era had died. This is an interesting book. I like it because it has the art of fighting the Koreans on it, and that in itself is historic history, and lots of people like that art. They do, and they buy it. And you can pick up that book. I value it at $20. You can probably pick it up for what, 7, 8 bucks. Um, here we go. Now there's a lot of stuff I see like in catalogs and stuff and very artful. Again, now this is strictly for the art collector. Not so much comic book, but an art collector who likes to draw. What we have here is drawings from Frank Werner, Doctor Strange 5, original art. This is not the original, but this is taken from a catalog. We have Doctor Strange here. See how it is laminated, preserved, so you can not only study the art, but you can put this in your collection if you like Doctor Strange and you like Mr. Werner's design of Doctor Strange. He has that very interesting high pencil drawing, but it's dark. You know, that started out around the mid 70s at that time. I would value this around $3. You can pick it up for $1 or two. I mean, it's not very valuable, but to us art collectors, we love art. Here's Batman, Detective Comics. And this was really interesting about this here is that you got the villain, Dr. Hugo, with a syringe. That's 40 hypodermic needle putting in somebody's arm. Woo! It definitely comes with like that today. This is taken from a page of a catalog, but it's the art that is fascinating in itself. On the back side of it, you have this one here, which is one of the famous covers of Detective Comics back in the day. That had that comic book is well started out in its entirety of wholeness and covers alone. You can get you can pick this up probably about $5 on my eBay. Somebody's gonna want it because I like it myself. Why? And it's laminated, so this art is preserved, and you can check it out. Okay, I'm about to close out here, but I want to speak about another something else here in a moment about artists in general. I got a couple things I want to talk about. This is kind of in the vein of art and cinema. Now, I have noticed how films are changing in there since these shaking events on the world have taken place. But I've been making these types of in and out films for some time, and I've always implemented this certain style, not because of change of the world, because I felt that certain things it's more of an expression, but certain things in film have bothered me for a long time. I don't like keeping somebody in their seat past that. That's a style, and that's also an expression. Art and cinema is going to have to change in their context down the line. I'm talking about the professional. I'm not talking about just me. I'm already doing it. Professional. These 2 hour long movies is just idiotic, you know. Because sometimes most of these writers they only have a split second of an idea. And then you got to get five more writers to come to make something out of that, and you have to get a writer who sums it up or curtails it out, stretch it out, or whatever. The art has to reflect the artist. You see how music has changed from going plastic records, CDs to where now you just get it online. Art and cinema, film and cinema, the art itself is going to change. Films won't be able to just have stay at a natural 2 hours. Every movie's got to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Certain films will have that capacity because they got a lot to tell. Other film, just to make a standard 1 hour and 30-minute movie, most films don't even have enough to cover a 20-minute episode, much less an hour and a half. More of the artists that have to be involved in these in these films coming in this future that I'm looking at. You know, a lot of artists they stay in this game, if you want to call it that, And before you know it, they're losing their creative edge because the game, I'm gonna call it what it is, the business part of it strips them of their artist identity. A lot of people like to think that George Lucas was the the complete brain behind the Star Wars concept. That's not true. He had an idea. Don't get me wrong. He had been inspired by several other films before he wrote Star Wars. If you listen to the original title of what he had Star Wars labeled, you can start to see a change immediately. Now, check this out. Some of you probably don't know. Luke Skywalker, as we know him, was called Luke Starkiller. Now, that ought to tell you something. Somebody told him he should have kept these people close to him. That name doesn't work well. So, somewhere down the line came Luke Skywalker. Someone else told him that the idea of his daddy dying by the killer Darth Vader, and I remember reading how this happened to be his father later on, how it became a creative struggle to make that happen. Obviously, there were some differentiations of creative images popping out. I looked at what had become the known as the lost film of Star Wars when they first cut it. Horrible movie. His wife cut that film for him take out the dumb shit that George Lucas had to keep in there, or would have, if he had. But other people were brought in to cut the film. Now, when the film come out, it was a hit. I was one who loved it too. I always thought that he was the mastermind filmmaker. He is still good, don't get me wrong, but he didn't credit these people at all. He credit his wife, he didn't credit no. I never heard his people editors at all, not once. Didn't read none of them the Star Wars books or nothing. It was all George, 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 George. Now, to make this even more clear, you don't believe me? Look at the prequels. That's all George. See how it backfired on him? He had his way. The creative process was the struggle. He should have grappled onto that. You need that struggle in order to have sometimes to have a great film. Because even within that struggle, when you hate or you feel that there is something that's you having that bad moment, you're on the right track. He didn't realize that. You can't be on track all the time. There has to be that struggle there. If you don't have that struggle, you're gonna you're gonna show the film, and what you do is the prequel. Everything was spit, polish, and shine. A lot of people they come to like it later, but when it first come out, there was a lot of backlash for that. That's what I mean by losing the creative edge. Now he puts out a film, he wants to go back to making films the way that he had chosen to make them in the beginning, which was just some kind of films that have no point and purpose. Credit, give people credit what credit due. People help you with it, say so. Heck it, you know. Your wife helped you, your first wife helped you cut the film and took out the guns and had Luke walking around with a stupid hat on his head. I saw that footage. I said, if he kept that look, that 1970s look in that film would be outdated today. Somebody in there took out the 1970s stuff, therefore it became real science fiction. Because he gave, and I love the film, don't get me wrong, but when I started to see whose credit it really mattered in that creative struggle, Lucas no longer became the godhead that he had wanted to be. Now I see why he's so. The trouble started with Lucas films began some time ago. There's a split there in that faction now that I'm hearing. And I think it's okay, really for real. I think the people are splitting away from it. Whatever they know more of the truth than some of us fans actually know. We think that it's all Lucas. Really, be honest, Lucas didn't credit these people the way he should have. Some of these people that worked for him, for years, didn't get their props. Lucas got all the credit. You know, we know he made the story. We know he did it. This John Miller's told it, his friend told it. That long introduction you got, you need to chop that down. Just ran, for God's sake. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey man, I had this. Like my brother got me to start giving my films to children. I didn't agree with it. We argued about that. You know how we stopped talking to each other for a minute behind that. But here's the thing. I gave him credit. Yes, he is. He's the one that said you need to put those on DVDs and give them to the kids. Right. The kids don't like them. I need to quit. Here. My brother, my PR guy. And from that day when he did that, I made him, after the success, I made him PR guy. From that point on, I give him his credit. Creative artists, you must give people the credit what credit is due. That's how you grow. Now, I'm not saying George Lucas ain't grown. I don't know what he's doing. But I'm seeing this as an after wave coming up on my shoreline. And I'm saying, I respect that guy, at least in a film visual way. But some of the stuff and respect that I'm giving is to the wrong one. You know. So I have to rethink how I see this guy. Now I see why some of his projects are complete failures. You know, you are trying to cut out the struggle of creativity. Listen, artists, you have to have a struggle in your creativity, or you are going to have a ego problem later. You know, the struggle is necessary in order to come out with the identification and the expression that is there. Not what you're looking for, that is there. You know, it's like walking up on a horizon and you see a beautiful horizon. You didn't create that goddamn horizon. You just happen to walk up on this part here and you saw it in its completion, in its essence. That's creativity. That's an internet art. The internet art films that I call myself creating was a struggle. They started out with my ideas, but they ended up on a life of their own. And I go, oh, it shocked me. I was overjoyed. People, you have a good day. This is RG. I gotta go. I got things to do, and I got, of course, I like to talk to myself, but sometimes I need expert advice. Okay, see you later.